So you've been acting like, almost like your whole life, right?
Pretty much. I started at like 4 years old as a hobby, and then by the time I was 13 is when I was like, okay, no, I'm serious about this.
Wow.
I want to make this my career.
And you got your first speaking role at 12?
Yes, actually, well, yeah, 12, 13, it was in Friday.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you were in Friday?
Yeah.
Okay, that is such a classic. Like,
Yeah.
what do you remember from it?
Oh man, I remember it was F. Gary Gray's first film. He was 25.
25?
Oh yeah, he was a baby, and you know, everything was crazy, a little bit disorganized. So I was on set for like 2.5 weeks before I ever even got on camera. And I remember just I used to make tuna sandwiches for Tiny Lester, and I remember, and so Michael Clarke Duncan was actually Tiny Lester's stand-in. And rest in peace to both of those sweet babies.
Yes.
And I remember I would make tiny sandwiches, and one day Michael was like, "Where's my sandwich?" I said, "Well, you didn't ask me to make you one." He was like, "Well, I will take one." I was like, "Okay, I'll go make you one." He said, "Let me tell you something." And I said, "Yeah." He said, "Remember, from this point on in your career, make sure that you always treat everybody exactly the same." You know, he was like, you look them in the eye, you make them feel seen, and you treat everybody the same. And that really stuck with me as a kid, and I've always done that since day one. And you know, to me, I feel like being kind is an authentic thing for me, and I feel like authenticity is my superpower, and so I just try to love on people, even, you know, when they're not that nice.
Yes.
I feel like that's important.
You know what? I feel like that goes hand in hand to something I always say. One of my directors told me, it's not always about how good you are, but how good you are to work with.
Yes.
And I'd imagine that's why you've had such longevity. You know what I mean? Because you're always so kind and good to everybody.
Thank you.
Yeah, that makes a huge difference. Wow, you get some good roles, honey.
Thank you.
Playing the superhero in Shazam?
Yeah.
Oh my God. How does that feel?
Oh man, you know what's crazy is this is one of those things that was like, God just came all the way through. I was like, I want to be in the Marvel, DC, like I want to be a superhero. I want for little black girls to be able to see themselves. Because, you know, there wasn't enough of us at that time. And so I was sitting on the couch and I'm eating a little chip, and at the time when Devon and I were married, he said, "Well, what are you doing to meet God halfway?" And I said,
wow.
Right, faith without works is dead.
Come on.
Where are my works? Because I have the faith.
Yes.
So I started working out from that point forward, 5 days a week, an hour and a half a day with my trainer, Mike T. And about a year and a half later, I go in for this audition. And it's funny because I made this video as an affirmation video. This was before.
So you spoke it into existence.
So, yes, I literally, and that's my pose, my superhero Darla pose too. But I did this, and the video says, "Believe all things are possible." And I did this while I was working out. And then I get this audition, and they're like, "You're gonna be like a 10-year-old. I was like, "Well, what is it for?" And they're like, "You just have to be like a kid." I was like, "Well, that's easy." So I go in there, I do the audition. 2 weeks later, they call me, they're like, "You got the job." I was like, "Great, what is it?" And they're like, it's Shazam. And I was like with Shaquille O'Neal? And they were like, "No, Shazam." And I was like, "With Sinbad?" And they were like, "No." So then I went and I researched, and I was like, oh my gosh, she literally is a 10-year-old little girl. Little girls can literally see themselves in this character because she is them.
Yes.
You know? Yeah.
Oh, I love it so much. If you like this video, smash that like button and subscribe to the Jennifer Hudson Show YouTube channel. Check your local listings or visit jenniferhudsonshow.com to see when you can watch full episodes in your area. And don't forget to sign up for the newsletter.